Another good trip for the Missouri State Bears. It was a long one. I'm going to start off with no football at all. We're going to start off talking about the culture and the men in our program. They got off the plane at about 5:20, got into their beds about 5:45 yesterday morning, got up, we had class checks, they were in their classes, they did what they needed to do. We went to our dinners, all the things we needed to make. No one missed a thing. And that says everything about the young men in that locker room. That says everything about what we're building here in regards to truly being invested in being great men on and off the field. And the standard remains the standard, whether you're on the football field, whether you're in the weight room, locker room, or in the school setting. So I am unbelievably proud of the young men that we have in this organization. And now we can talk some football. It was another good day for the Bears. I felt good about our plans. The staff has done a really, really nice job putting guys in position to make plays, and we've been executing at a high level. Throughout the game, you sit there and you look at kind of how it went at New Mexico State. You have a chance to totally put them away. Go up 3 scores, we fumble on the 2 or 3 yard line. That can't happen. And we talk about the stages of program building and the stage of step on somebody's neck and don't let them up. Is kind of where we're at. When are we going to put a 4-quarter dominating performance together? I really thought it was coming. I thought it was going to be against New Mexico State. We didn't quite get that, but there's a lot of things that we could talk about, but we're winners. We got to win on the road. Again, a tough place to go play. They had a great hostile crowd. It was a lot of fun on national television. The guys continue to show up when we need them the most. So we are very thankful to be back home this Wednesday night. I'm going to plead to the fans to come out, support this football team. They need you. They want you here. They want you to have a great night. And what better way to spend a Wednesday night than right here in Placer Stadium?
Coach, I know that the game had to go to overtime, but where do you rank this defensive performance in the time that you've been here in Springfield? Townley has a 2-sack night, blocks a field goal. You have 4 different players get interceptions against Logan Fife. I say the Bears were definitely flying around at Aggie Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, the defense was elite. I mean, when you talk about fast, physical, aggressive, that's what they were. And they had a chip on their shoulder all week. I guess we kind of built up their wide receivers core as to be one of the premier groups that we had faced. And I still believe that. I think they were a good group. Again, when you look at the sacks, when you look at the 3rd down conversion numbers, stopped them on the 4th down and short, held them to 82 yards rushing. We put together one hell of a night on defense, and I think, again, it's the mindset that we've started to have and the foundational pieces that we've created here to get back to, hey, it's okay to win 7-0 ball games. Those are good things, and I'm really, really excited about that group. I think we get better every week, and that's what I'm most excited about because we can continue to get better. The one thing that's totally on me is the early penalties, the jumping off sides multiple times. It cannot happen. The special teams penalties and then the one drive on offense where we have 3 or 4 back-to-back-to-back is totally on the head coach. Our guys are playing hard. They're trying to do what we're asking them to do. I need to emphasize it more, and I need to be a better coach so that we can get that sorted out because outside of that, we played a pretty good ball game.
Coach, you talk about how tough winning a football game is. Why is it so hard to build a consistent winner in football?
Yeah, I think the ever-changing landscape of kind of how you build your roster year in and year out. You've got to do a good job of, first of all, evaluating your current roster and then making sure you evaluate the recruits that you need to fill said roster. And it's always changing, as well as, you have to make sure that you have your core values of the program to where you get young men into your program that know what your standards are, know what you stand for as a culture, as a group of men. And I think we've done a really, really good job of that. And it's difficult, even in the coming weeks, we're going to have guys that say they want to go somewhere else and guys are going to be told they're going somewhere else. That's just the modern day college football. But I think it starts with the way you have success is knowing who you are. What are your non-negotiables as a football program? What do you stand for? And what type of men are you bringing into these walls?
Ryan, you made a game-time decision on Jacob at quarterback and admirable performance by him. A couple of times it looked like he came off the field maybe just a little weak. Did you ever have a mid-game crisis in your head where you thought you might have to go back to Deuce?
No, not a bit. That is a very, very fair question and a good question because we knew Jacob and I had to sit down earlier that day, and he's a grown man. He has earned the right to have a conversation like that with the head coach and look at each other man to man and talk through, hey, where you at? How do you feel? Where's your comfort level? And once we had that conversation, I had no doubt he was going to start and play the entire game. He's got an unbelievable amount of courage and guts, and he laid it all on the line. Now, he's smart enough also to know his limitations. And you saw us show up in the game where he would roll the pocket, and he knew he couldn't run for a first, so he'd start pointing guys out on scramble drill. And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. That's an encouraging thing to me because normally he can run for those first downs, which he will be able to do against FIU.
How's he, because he had 25 days between games, now it's only a couple of days. It looked like he was kind of banged up a little bit at the end, kind of limping around at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Is he recovered enough?
Yeah, he definitely was beat up. I mean, their defense did a nice job. They play hard. They get after the quarterback. I mean, they had some really, really solid interior D linemen that put a hurting on him a little bit. I think he's going to be just fine. The nice thing is we've been able to put together a body of work and get him kind of close enough to where it's really just more maintenance now than it is where we were about 25, 26 days ago.
Coach said after the game on the broadcast that message the team is kind of like we're more than just a team that's good for their first year up at the FBS. Can you kind of expand on that message to the team and how they rallied around that?
Yeah, that was our message. We heard that said a few times in the week leading up to the game, and I just found it interesting that, yeah, you're pretty good, but you're pretty good in this. I don't really believe in that. I think that we've earned some respect so far this season, and we still have a chip on our shoulder to earn more, because I think we're much more than, I mean, whatever you want to call it, FCS, FBS. I've seen some FCS teams that could take some FBS teams to the shed. So again, there's good ball at every level, but our kids took that personally. Our kids, they're a prideful group. I think that they are fighting for each and every win they get in a manner that's respectable, and we kind of played on the emotional piece of that a little bit, and it worked out.
In that same vein, a win is a win. That's always going to be a good thing. But then the penalties, the turnovers, like this, how do you kind of balance that message to the team where, like, obviously you got the ultimate goal with the W, but there's more to do?
Yeah, 100%. We had a really good team meeting when we got to talk about just kind of the analytics that show winning and why you win and those types of things. And, after we talked about, we did win the game. We should have won in a dominating fashion, and we didn't get that done. And the nice thing is we talked about different types of programs right now. They're saying, oh, we're pretty good. We're going to lighten the load on them. We're going to, let some details slide here or there. We're going to tighten the screws. We know we have to continue to get better each and every week. We know we're going to play really top-notch opponents, and we know that we're still in the hunt. We're still in the hunt for everything we want to accomplish this year. I'm not into all the bowls, the championships, or the lack of that they say we can't play for. Our players and the whole country knows where you deserve to be at the end of the year. So we got to continue to fight for that right and that little bit of respect that we'll get.
You have this point in this season, thinking back to this time last year, is it hard to fathom the concept that you could have a game where not only do you win in overtime on the road for your second straight conference win, but in the middle of all that, you would land not one but two plays on SportsCenter's top 10. And in the pregame, the preeminent college football reporter in the country on ESPN is writing about whether or not your starting quarterback is good to go. It's quite a difference from last year to this year, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's night and day. That's why you wanted to go FBS. That's why you want to be on the big stage. And we've talked about it at length. You want to be written about by national writers. You want to be covered by ESPN, CBS, because everything right now, again, we're talking about brand building. We're talking about building your brand and being ambassadors for the university. What better way to do that than be tough, physical, and violent on national TV where people are watching your football team going, I want some more of that. Whatever they're doing in Springfield, Missouri, I want to go there. I want to meet them. I want to see what campus is like. By the way, we have a beautiful campus. Hats off to the landscaping crew. I love grass and beautiful landscape. They do a phenomenal job keeping it clean and nice. But if you want to be at the top level of college football, if you want to play on ESPN, you want to get big wins on the road, come right here to Missouri State.
What can you tell us about LIU? Or
FIU? Yeah, FIU's a talented group. They're well coached. Coach Willie's done a good job there so far for his first year. They're really athletic on offense. I think their quarterback was voted to be the player of the year on offense in our conference. I believe that's right, isn't it? He's a dynamic player. He throws the ball well. He does a nice job running their offense. You're going to get a bunch of shifting and motioning on that side of the football to get the ball on the perimeter to their athletes. They have big, long wideouts, look good. I think they're dynamic. They're really, really dynamic at running back. He's a powerhouse. He can run the football. He can get vertical, but he can also see holes and go hit it with speed. Defensively, we got to do a good job of creating mismatches. I don't think they're just going to overwhelm us with a pressure package, but they kind of do a little bit of what we do and mix things up. Again, and on special teams, the phase that everybody sometimes forgets about, that should be our edge. We struggled on special teams on Saturday, and it absolutely killed us at times. We got to do a good job getting the field position we need on punt, and then be explosive in our punt return games and kick return.
Coach, can you explain the interceptions? Is that more from the defensive backs, or is it the pressure put on up front?
I think it's a combination of both. I think, and again, I played defensive back. I'm a defensive back coach at heart. The best pass coverage is an elite pass rush. Anytime you can affect the quarterback and make him uncomfortable in the pocket, he's going to make bad throws. And again, I think that every part of our defense counts on the other, if that makes any sense at all. It all has to work together and get those types of plays. But I also think it comes down to elite personal effort as well. The one Thomas took from the kid on the sideline, if he gets out fought for it, it's probably a first down for them. But, again, what we preach, out hit, out hustle, prove that you're the guy. A lot of our guys stepped up and did just that.
Coach, what is it that you say to your guys before the game starts? It seems like you always score first. Usually at a halftime, you have pretty good drives. What's your message to the team?
Yeah, I think it varies depending on kind of the way the week's gone and kind of some of the sayings and nuances that we've played on during the week. And I think our staff does a really, really nice job of that, of getting fast starts. There's also some choice words that I put in there every now and then that kind of get them fired up. No, we're a good group. We don't really need that. But this week it was about knowing who we are. Contagious confidence, playing with. When you know who you are, you can play freely. You can play with aggression. You can do those types of things because you're not faking. If you're tough, it's going to show up on film. If you're smart, it's going to show up on film. If you're a disciplined team and you're going to outwork somebody, it's going to show up. And that's what showed up in overtime.
Coach, what do you think about playing these Wednesday games? Like, how much do you relish being on the national stage? It's really the only game that night.
Put us on every day of the week. The Missouri State Bears, if this is a plea to ESPN or CBS, everybody that's listening, put us on national TV. We'll give you a good product. Our players love it. Our coaches love it. It's good for the brand. You want to get people excited about what you're doing. You want to build camaraderie from people from the West Coast to the East Coast, North, South. It's Bear Nation, man, and the only way to build it is to have a good product, and our players are leading the charge.
Brian, how confident were you during that 5-minute into the game consultation they were having? Did you feel it was going to go your way?
That's a great question. And did I feel great that it was going to go our way? I felt like I knew the right call. Whether or not it was going to go our way, I've been around, even since I've been in the Missouri State logo, some games that I thought were going to go one way and the officials thought it was going to go the other, which that's their job, not mine. But I think they made the right call. I think the official did a nice job of officiating that play, and we got a victory.
The duo of Shamari and Ramon, Shamari almost getting that century mark, Ramon over 100 all-purpose yards. It's like thunder and lightning, whatever you want to call it, but how nice is that to have back those kind of two different backs and two different things that we're both successful at?
Yeah, it's great. They're dynamic, and I think that one of the things you saw when we started to break away from the game, we started to separate a little bit, we were running the ball effectively. I mean, there for a little bit, we were getting 8-10 yards of pop, and that's – I want to make sure that I think that was one of the best games our offensive line has played, maybe since I've been here at Missouri State. They had a made-up mind. They were tough. They were physical at the point of attack. They knew they had to protect Jacob, and they took it to heart. And I wanted to make sure that you print that in bold. Our O-line fought their butts off, and it was really good to see. But back to Shamari and Ramon, I mean, how about that third down run that Ramon had? I mean, stick his foot in the ground, go back-to-back, and get upfield with some strength and get that first down. It's awesome. And the nice thing about it is they got a great relationship. They feed off each other. There is no ego there. There is no selfishness of, oh, I'm mad because I'm not getting the touches. And again, that's a testament to Missouri State football and exactly what we stand for.
And also on the offense, Jaron Asker just seems to be kind of a safety valve right now, kind of establishing more of a role each week. The quarterback just kind of like seeing him out there, and is that always just nice to have a big target that's going to bring the catch?
Yeah, I think so. I think, again, when you look at kind of the production of the tight end position the last few years here at Missouri State, Jacobs naturally gravitated to those guys. I don't know what it is. Maybe, again, he likes the big target. I would if I was a quarterback. But you also got to trust them to be where they're supposed to be. Jaron's a smart football player. He's tough. He understands our offense. And he and Jacob always seem to be on the same page.
Coach, when it comes to running backs, last year you had the True Thunder and Lightning, right? One's now in the pros, one transferred. And you get somebody, hometown guy, and a transfer. How, maybe not impressive to you it is, but to us, it's like, hey, you replace those two guys with two equally talented guys. How important is that for development, for the brand, for the program to say, you come here, you can develop?
It's hugely important. And you look at that same situation at multiple positions. And that's the most encouraging part for anyone out there wanting to know why you should come to Missouri State, because we believe in developing you. We don't want you to just get here and not get coached. We're old school, man. We're going to coach you up. We want you to reach your full potential. And we've shown the ability to get guys to the NFL to make things happen for them personally. And this is a good place for it. Again, we are who we say we are. And I think that goes a long way with the recruits, a long way with the players. And that's why guys like Jacob Clark passed up on a lot of money to stay right here and make a legacy, not just be a splash in a bigger pond just because he wants to make a few extra dollars. He wants to do something that, they said couldn't be done right here at Missouri State.
Not that you want to speak for anybody else, but do you get the sense from Shamari that this game's especially important for him?
I hope it is. I mean, anywhere that I've ever been, you want to win the game from, your old school. So hopefully he feels like he got a raw deal and he's upset and he's, really emotional about it, because I like emotion from Shamari. So hopefully we can maybe implant some of those things in his head, even if he had a great time at FIU.
Coach, I can't remember who told me, but is there any truth to the fact that after the game you turned to the crowd or maybe to the team and yelled out, "Are you not entertained?" the line from Gladiator?
That was when no one else was on the field. We had just finished interviews, and we were still excited about the win, and just talking about the disparity and the despair that we came into 5 years ago, and kind of where we're at right now, soaking in the moment. And just, we always talk about man in the arena. It's not the critic that counts, but the one standing there with the shield, fighting and doing the things it takes to be successful. And it was a cool moment. Reagan got to see it, which was awesome. A few others, but it was a perfect moment for it. It was like dimly lit. No one was really out there, and the people that were out there were like, what is this crazy dude doing? But hey, listen, passion and energy creates a successful climate. If you don't care, if you don't love what you're doing, if you don't want to be a part of something special, this is not the place for you. If you're an energy vampire, just stay away from Missouri State football. We want guys that love life on and off the field and want to be the best people that they can possibly be.